Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Thread. It's Thursday, March 2nd, the last episode of the first week in March, and we're so happy to be here. Welcome to the show. What's going on?
Thank you. There's always a lot going on. It's a funny kind of thing, huh? All the days look the same, but a lot changes.
That was very wise. That was very old men.
Well, listen, I don't know
old
what
men
you
like
want.
to say that.
I don't know. I don't know what what you want to start with, but what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about what the most popular Shaloch Manos is in Lakewood?
That's a very interesting topic. What is the most popular Shaloch Manos in Lakewood? I would say a meat board, no?
I don't know.
You saw that?
I don't know what's going on. I read. Yeah, I saw something about meat boards. Yeah.
You saw that new
what
Shaloch
is it?
Manos from Salt?
No, what's salt?
Salt is a steakhouse I believe it's in Deal. Ask Nissen, is it in Deal or in Lakewood?
Where's Salt? Is Salt a steakhouse in Deal or in Lakewood? Nissen. Salt. In Deal? It's in Deal.
It's in Deal. So there's an exclusive Shaloch Manos. I don't know if this is actually real or if it's fake, but it's $999.
Is that real?
What's on
That's
it?
a real thing?
I
saw
don't know.
that. I saw that yesterday.
It includes a Salt and Herzog 4-barrel wine, 3 bone standing prime rib roast, a rack of baby lamb chops, Salt's signature short rib pastrami, a booze carving board, carving knife and fork, Himalayan salt grinder, and assorted sauces. $1,000 Shaloch Manos. So how many over under? What are we setting the over under at? How many people are buying this Shaloch Manos?
How would you know how many are buying it?
I don't know. I'm just like, what do you like? Do you think people are buying that? That's a little intense. $1,000 on one Shaloch Manos.
Frankly, I think Sarah Netanyahu getting her hair done in Tel Aviv is more interesting.
You really think so?
Who's buying a meat board? It depends on the level of your thought process, I guess.
Oh, I think you just might be too you might be too intelligent for this program.
No, why are you trying to dumb it down? What are you trying to do?
What color was she coloring her hair?
I don't know what color she was trying to color her hair. I don't know why the prime minister's wife goes to a salon in Tel Aviv in the first place. I think that's a little crazy, you know.
Why can't she get it done at home?
Yeah, I would think she should get it done at home. I would vote for that too. But anyway, that was the story, and it just is indicative of the way the society is potentially coming apart at the seams.
Well, that's not.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you wanted to talk. What was your number one story for today?
So my number one story for today is this happened over the weekend while C-Teen was taking over Times Square. American Eagle, famous clothing store, now has a mezuzah at its Times Square flagship store. Stories via JTA, American Eagle Outfitters now has a mezuzah on the front door of its flagship Times Square location, courtesy of Chabad. The parchment with Jewish holy texts in an oblong metallic case, traditionally a marker of a Jewish home. Yada, 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 yada. At a concert in Times Square on Saturday night, thousands of teens from more than 30 countries gathered to sing Jewish songs and witnessed the mezuzah being hung.
That's nice.
How did Chabad choose?
That's a nice story.
How did Chabad choose American Eagle to be the place that gets the mezuzah? I think because the owners are Jewish. The clue to the reason lies with an American Eagle CEO, Jay Schottenstein, a Jewish philanthropist whose family has donated tens of millions of dollars to a range of Jewish organizations. So, we all know the Schottenstein family, Art Scroll, famous Gemara, the Schottenstein edition. I think American Eagle is, I guess they're one of the families that owns American Eagle. So now there's a mezuzah at American Eagle in Times Square. I think that's pretty cool.
That's very cool. They're gonna put them up in all their stores, you think, or just in New York?
I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to send somebody on the road to find out. What do you think?
Maybe you should go on the road and check it out. Could you do that, you think?
What do you got in front of you on your phone over there?
I'm looking for the stories that I sent you this morning while you were still asleep. Oh, did you see the thing that I sent you, the survey of the different categories of concerns for different types of Orthodox families? It's divided into modern Orthodox, Chassidish, and Yeshivish. Did you see that?
Let's break it down. I saw it briefly, but break it down for me. Let's talk about it.
Well, the number one concern, according to this survey, in the modern Orthodox community, the largest concern 85% of those polled said the number one concern is the cost of Jewish education.
Well,
Okay,
it happens to be tuition in the modern Orthodox world is way higher than in the yeshivish route.
Okay, so it makes sense. Now, in the Chassidish community, it says 81% said dealing with those who commit abuse.
Okay,
Okay,
who are they
and
referring to?
I don't know. And the Yeshivish community said cost of Jewish education. Let me look at the number two thing. In the
I
modern
would
Orthodox
think
community,
that the number one in the yeshivish community would be shidduchim.
no, actually, shidduchim is number 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 on the list. In the Hasidic community, it's number 5. In modern Orthodox, shidduchim is number 13. Only 44% in modern Orthodox.
Yeah, well,
because
that doesn't shock me.
They don't rely exclusively on shadchanim.
What about the yeshiva? What about the yeshivish?
In the yeshivish community, shidduchim is number 5. After concerns about abuse, after the cost of maintaining an Orthodox home, and after people going off the derech. After that is the concern. After that is shidduchim. So I mean, I don't know about how they went ahead doing the survey and how they put it together.
How do they qualify who's yeshivish and who's modern Orthodox?
I don't know, but
how many people are polled?
I don't know. I don't know that either. But these 18 categories are pretty much cover the gamut of things that people in the frum community deal with on a daily basis, whether it's Jewish education, cost of living, fighting anti-Semitism is one of them. Let me see. In the modern Orthodox community, there's a number 7 concern is intermarriage or anti-assimilation. There's
well, you know, I had a podcast the other week with Rabbi Aryeh Walby from Houston, and one of the things we were talking about is intermarriage, and he had said he went into his the person who a baker, he makes wedding cakes, and they were talking about the intermarriage rate, and he said, yeah, the intermarriage rate is at like 50-60%, and the baker said, Rabbi, you got it all wrong. The intermarriage rate is up to 90%. You have so many people who are intermarrying, even more than you even know. And Rabbi Walby said that nowadays you'd think the Friedman is the Jew and the Rodriguez is the guy, but more times than not, Friedman had a Jewish father and Rodriguez had a Jewish mother. So it's so backwards, and it makes it so much more difficult.
You don't know what's what. That's an awful situation, and that also that it doesn't impact that much on the Orthodox Jewish community, I don't think. Although I'm sure it's not 0%, unfortunately. But the intermarriage rate in the general American Jewish community is extremely high. Definitely in the I don't know about 90%, but definitely in the 70s.
So we put that clip, happens to be on our Instagram channel, on Meaningful People Podcast. We put it up last night. I think it has, where is it? It has 7,500 views right now, which is not like incredible, but it has 42 comments. And one of the top comments up here is, intermarriage is a good thing. There, I said it. I don't know who would, like, first of all, that is as anti-Semitic as it gets. Someone who says intermarriage is a good thing is calling for the annihilation of Jewish people, because if you understand intermarriage, you're cutting off the Jewish people. If someone intermarries, their kids are not going to be Jewish.
Nachi, hold on. Now that's our view. That's the halachic view, but that's not the view of the Jewish community. I had a conversation about, I don't know, 30 years ago with an executive who was Jewish, who ran an advertising agency actually, and he was married to a non-Jewish woman, and I spoke to him very frankly about assimilation, about intermarriage and assimilation, and the disappearance about the Jewish community eventually. You know, he said to me, he looked at me like he was shocked. He said, "What are you talking about? We're by marrying non-Jews, we're increasing the size of the Jewish community." Because they make it contingent upon completely how they're raising their children. If they have Rosh Hashanah dinner, and they have and the woman in the house lights candles, and they have Passover Seder, they consider themselves Jewish. Doesn't matter doesn't matter about the religious composition of who the the woman is in the house.
I think it's very clearly the biggest threat to Jewish survival nowadays, especially is assimilation. It's not anti-Semitism. It's not even necessarily the fear of another Holocaust, chas v'shalom. It's assimilation. It's the silent
Yeah,
Holocaust of
but
millions of Jews just being lost, generations
yeah,
of
but
having non-Jewish kids.
your core audience, your target market with this podcast and your other things that you do is really not that's not a concern in that community. I don't think. I don't
I
think
know,
it's
but
it's not a big intermarriage rate in Lakewood, for example, or in Borough
no,
Park.
100% not. But I think our Kiruv efforts, we really need to focus it on stopping assimilation. That is literally cutting down the growth of the Jewish world. It's cutting down all of that.
Well,
We
that's
need to
where
stop.
that's where the
It's
state
bigger
of
than the
Israel
Shidduch crisis, you know?
that's where the state of Israel comes back into the picture, and that's one of the fears of a right wing government is going to alienate diaspora Jews, and they're going to be less supportive of Israel, and after that, they're going to be less supportive of Jewishness in general because they're going to be turned off by a right wing government. Those are the
Well,
concerns.
yeah, well, that's not a concern for us. That's actually what we want because we want an Orthodox conversion because anything that's not an Orthodox conversion is not a Jew. And we discussed this prior where you have issues where you could have people getting married who think they're Bali Tshuva and their parents became Jewish, they converted, and they didn't have a real conversion, and they're not Jewish.
Well, hello, kiddo. The law of return in Israel now has what they call the grandfather clause. Okay, if you have a grandparent, let's say you have a grandfather, let's say your mother's father was Jewish, but your mother's mother was non-Jewish. That would make your mother non-Jewish, and that would make you non-Jewish. But in Israel, it's the grandfather clause, which says if any of the grandparents are Jewish, you're Jewish.
That's
Okay,
terrible. That is terrible.
that's why you have 1.5 million non-Jews walking around Israel today, believing that they're Jews. Okay,
Terrible.
another obstacle is that you can walk around anywhere in the American Jewish community. You could drive on Shabbos. You could eat in McDonald's. You could eat in Burger King. You don't have to hit a Megillah next week, and you consider yourself to be a Jew. And there's almost something. I remember I was in. A rabbi told me in Florida once that he met a kid. This is a Chabad rabbi. He looks like a Chabad rabbi. He met someone online. Asked the kid that was in front of him on the checkout line. He said to him, "Are you Jewish?" That's the very usual how Chabad rabbis initiate a conversation. Usually, he said, "Are you Jewish?" And the kid said to him, "No, my parents are."
Yeah, interesting. Well, that's just how it is nowadays. This episode is going to be a lot shorter than our most of our episodes because my laptop is at 6%, and
Ooh.
so that's just how it is. It's going to die, and we want to make sure we get it enough before it ends. On this point, I want to say that I recorded an episode for Meaningful People last night that's coming out this Motzei Shabbos with that Jewish family, the Namdars. They are a nomadic Hasidic family. They have 2 kids, and one of the things that they mentioned, again, for someone who doesn't know what a nomad is, they don't have a home. They travel the world, and they don't have a base. They have suitcases all over the world in different countries by different houses, different families, but they just travel. And where they're going next week, they don't even know yet. So anyways, they're in New York now. And they were telling me that they've been to places where people don't even know like what a Jew is. Like they really, really don't know what a Jew is. And
how do they decide where to go?
A lot of times they go on their Instagram story and they put up a poll, and wherever people vote they should go, that's where they go. So they have crazy stories.
Who finances their travels?
Their viewers, their brands also do a lot of partnerships with them. So hotels will partner with them and have them stay for promotion. They have a very big following. They have over 100,000 followers on Instagram, over 100,000 on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube. So they're very massive. So people should definitely listen to that episode. It's really, really interesting. It's like crazy. They don't have a home,
okay,
but
I'm sure you'll cover it all.
Yeah, my computer's down to 5%. So do you have anything else you want to say for this before we head it off for the weekend?
No. How old are their kids? Are their kids in school?
No, not yet. They have a 2-year-old, and now they have like a 4-month-old or a 2-month-old, something like, maybe less even, 2 months old, something like that.
They're gonna have to settle down someday. Those kids are gonna have to go to school somewhere.
But don't a lot of Chabad families homeschool anyways?
Yeah, if you live in Kazakhstan,
So what's the difference? So they're traveling the world. They can homeschool.
Okay, I'm
It's
sure
better.
you asked them
It's
that.
better.
I'm sure we'll hear the answer.
But it's better to live in Kazakhstan than to be traveling everywhere.
Listen, if there's no schools in Kazakhstan, you have to be schooled at the online. There's an online school in the Chabad network of shluchim who are scattered
So
around
they can have
the
online
world.
school. So they could have online school. No.
All right, listen, charge up your laptop or whatever you're talking on over there, and we're going to do an episode Monday, but we're not going to do Tuesday, right? Purim. We want to do Tuesday also.
No, I think we'll do Monday. And then I think we're gonna do some sort of contest. We're gonna give away like $500 to the most creative Purim costume, and we're gonna judge which costumes those are. So, in order to be able to enter that, you need to follow the Daily Thread on WhatsApp status. So sign up to the Daily Thread WhatsApp status, and there'll be instructions on there on how to join. But real money to be won. You're gonna basically send in your Purim costume submissions to us, and we're gonna go through them on this program on Wednesday, and we're gonna say, you know what? We're going to vote. We're going to see who's the winner, and we're going to gift them some money.
Okay, sounds great. Have a great day.
Alrighty.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.